My name is Michael Bonner. I teach second grade, and I work here at South Greenville Elementary.
If young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
I started out as a psychology major at Winston-Salem State University, and I transferred to Elizabeth City State University, and I was just so tired of writing these long page, like super long papers, APA formatted papers. So I decided to think about something I enjoy doing. And I've always enjoyed working with kids, especially when I transferred to Elizabeth City State and playing basketball there. We always did community service. So I was like, I'm gonna just take a shot and I'm gonna go work with kids. And before I know it, man, I fell in love with the education field, and I've been here since. I think I'm naturally gifted at building relationships with kids, and then my ability to engage the child. In order to ever teach a child anything, you have to be able to have their attention. And if you notice inside of our generation right now, we are full of technology, so their attention span is shorter. So I honestly find different ways to make sure they're engaged before I feed them the instructional content. We do a lot of call and response here. I may be like class, they'll say yes, yes. That's also known as whole brain teaching. I make sure that whenever I ask a question or anything, I want them to talk about whatever I'm teaching, because when they're talking, I can actually hear what they're thinking. When we were in school, it was more so be quiet, get your work done, but sometimes conversation is good. I want my children, especially where I teach at, to be able to articulate their point, because the stereotype is they are not smart enough or they can't give proper conversation. So I make sure that we talk to each other. I make sure we do collaborative pairs where they have to work with each other. We do music videos if they pass an assessment. I let them do different types of jobs, different things to keep them engaged and make school fun. That's just something that works for me. Being a male in the elementary realm helps. Being a black male definitely helps, because we are like super rare in this level. 9 of my boys don't have a dad in their home. Who's their dad, basically? Me. I'm with them 180 days out of the year. I spend more time with them than their parents on those 180 days. So in reality, in an unprofessional way, I sort of am their dad. I'm their teacher than their dad. And that helps me, that makes me smile, because I know they don't have to worry about learning how to pull their pants up, or some random guy, or feeling insecure, or when they do muffins for dads, I will get muffins and give them to them here. They can have that void filled, because we know that kids without fathers or needing those role models usually turn towards gangs for emotional assistance, or dumb decisions because they're trying to find a way to act out. But I just always trying to find different strategies and make sure I use my natural talents that I do have to engage them. Some people say we're the school we are in front of KP, the projects. We serve a very tough demographic, not saying they're bad or problematic, but they just come from different types of struggles. We are surrounded by barbed wire outside our school. Our population, we are at 100% free and reduced lunch, which means our poverty level is like extremely high. Normally I think it's around 70 to 75%, but we have a different population here. We just did open enrollment, so a lot of our kids have left. And we do serve different types of behavior problems here. We do have kids that are homeless here. We do have kids that do not have enough resources and stuff at home. I know they see drug dealers in their neighborhood. I know they see, some of them, the only time they see a lot of cash is on income tax, when it comes back. I'm fully aware of that. So what I do is I confront that. Sometimes I do bring cash to class and I let them hold it, and we pass it around and we talk about it. I make sure they see the visual that Mr. Bonner is not a drug dealer. I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm in graduate school getting my administration degree, and he has money. He's good. His car is nice. He dresses good. He's fine. And I always try to confront them where they are at. Dealing with them and showing them that rappers and NBA players is not the only way to go, just because that's what they always see. On TV, that is what they always see. So my job as an educator is to make sure that I tear down all dysfunctional images of success in their brain and make sure I replace it with something meaningful. Whether that may be me coming to class, or it may be 2 African-American men that are doing an amazing story with success in color. They need to see different visuals of successful people, so I can make sure that their only key of success is not the drug dealer in their neighborhood, and it is not the athlete on TV, that they can see that the doctor or the sanitation guy, they're doing very well in life too. So when you come to this school and you teach here, you have to come with a different perspective. You can't come with the assumption that this is just normal, because poverty isn't normal. Even though it's become a normal thing in the United States of America, a child being hungry or not having their basic needs met should not be normal.
We love highlighting incredible teachers on this show, and there's a teacher in our audience today who has no idea he's about to be sitting right here. Michael Bonner, come on down.
I was so grateful to God when this situation and stuff happened. It happened perfectly because I guess people thought that I reached out to Ellen. No, they called the school. Like, I have the video of Warner Brothers Studios going off on my phone as they called. And then the whole entire process in the beginning, the first time I went, was amazing because they tricked me so well. And to get the type of resources and funds that we have has been a blessing because we're a Title I school, which means we receive federal funding. Any additional funding is great so we can expose them to more. So the first time was amazing for my kids to see that we were put in that position because they passed a test, and I made a video because that was our deal that showed them that hard work does pay off. The second time was just mind-blowing because I travel frequently. I know how much a plane ticket costs. I know how much a hotel room costs. They covered the flight, food, the room, the travel from the airport too. There was no Uber. They took care of all of that. So it was great because as soon as we got out of the airport and we walked to the left to get onto our bus, there was like a gray Maserati there. And they're sitting there like, is that Batman's car? No, baby, that ain't Batman's car. People drive that every day. And for kids in poverty, once again, they see that always on TV, or they see people in the neighborhood that have those excess funds, whether legally or illegally, driving those things. So it's a powerful experience for them to see that there's more to life than just Greenville. I mean, those babies went all the way to California, the first time ever flying on a plane. And I think it was just amazing for them to have that opportunity so they can be able to do well in life. As far as future plans, I've been having so much fun in the classroom this year. I'm currently in school to get my administration degree. So I've been debating, like, do I want to keep going with that? Do I want to stick with this for a little bit and give that a break? As far as my goals from moving here, I always just say I want to go to Charlotte or Raleigh. But I've made a huge impact here, even before the Ellen situation and stuff. So now with the money in my classroom, I have a flat screen TV and stuff in here, like that sort of changes the course some. So my goal as far as being here, I want to leave a legacy. I want to like it be to the point of not staying here all 30 years of my teaching career, but to the point of like they will feel when I leave in a good way. They were like, man, he really made an impact on those children while he was there. And as far as moving forward, my end goal is to be a chancellor. So right now I'm just putting in the groundwork and learning different educational policies and different ideologies and things that people have about education to help better myself. And that's the goal for me. That's the goal.